Hey, what's up? Yeah, we're live. That means we're live.
Okay. Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you
This
doing?
not bad. This is What You Playing, a weekly podcast. We're a little late this week because of my birthday, and also we
Hmm.
couldn't pin down a time proper with Dara. I don't know. He said he was gonna show, but he's not here, so it looks like it's me and Mike again this week.
Hmm.
And here we just talk about a couple big news stories for the week. It seems like it's mostly bad news this week. And
As usual.
yeah, and then we talk about the games we've been playing, which I have a lot to talk about this week, for Christ's sake.
Oh my God.
How you
Well, first
doing?
of all, I'm good. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're even older, closer to death.
Yep,
That's
I'm
crazy.
at least halfway to death at this point. I think.
Halfway. I
I
would
said
say sooner, but
I said at least halfway. At
oh,
least
okay, that's
halfway.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, you're going to be at least halfway to death in like a couple of months here too.
Well, I'm not planning on living that much
Yeah.
longer.
But in my chat, I had the greatest line ever. You've seen him before, JP3 game. When
Yes.
when Bruna came down and she threw like my super soft birthday party with the tiara and the sash and all that. He goes
Oh.
in chat. He goes, "May you live as long as you wish." And in that moment, I was like, I got to tell you, I don't really want that long right now at this moment.
We've all been there.
Yeah, you got any housekeeping for us?
Housekeeping, not really. Not a lot new, right? I mean, I'm watching a bunch of stuff, but we don't really talk about that, do we?
No, I mean we could later on, but I would say not for this
Yeah.
part. I just mean like channel or show specific stuff. Anything that you care to talk about? No.
Oh no, no, I
Okay.
have nothing.
Me neither. I'm still streaming Monday through Friday, 1 to 6 p.m. Eastern, with scattered streams at night, and every once in a while we do community days on Sundays. Don't know. It's not happening this week though. Um,
Oh, it's not?
oh, I just got a text from Dara. I'm still at work. Please don't hate me. So yes, we made the right call to go live.
Oh no.
What you gotta do? Anyway,
Yeah, he'll do it next time. He's got a lot of work going on, which kind of sucks.
yeah. All right, I say we get into the news.
Let's do it.
I want to talk about this Halo development thing first.
Yeah, I got this pulled up here. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Well, let me get this. Let me in. This is from
So,
IGN. Jordan
mhm.
Alleman. I don't know
Yeah,
Jordan. That's not a name I
I don't recognize
recognize.
that name.
Maybe he's print only. Update.
Might be.
Halo devs refute notion that TV show is a distraction to Infinite development. Okay.
Hmm.
Update. No, wait. Let's read. Where's the update end?
So
I'm
I'm
just gonna.
looking at Jordan here, and he's from IGN UK, it looks like. So that's why
Oh,
I'm a little
okay.
less familiar with him.
In a statement provided to IGN by 343 by the 343 spokesperson, Halo Infinite developer refuted the claim that the TV show at Showtime had a major impact on the development. Spokesperson labeled Infinite and the TV show as completely independent projects. Wait, is this the one that I wanted to read?
You put it in the Google Doc. It is an update from it, so you may have
Maybe
had the original
maybe they
article.
updated it.
Well, it does say update right there.
It was supposed to
It's
be something about its fraught development cycle was what it was originally. I could have
yeah, I didn't
sworn.
even know there was a TV show coming.
I didn't know either.
Hmm.
Okay. Anyway, we'll go with this one, I guess. This is not what I thought I was reading. The spokesperson labeled Infinite and the TV shows as completely independent projects whose development did not impact one another or prove a distraction, as the original report sources claim. 343 Industries has devoted transmedia team that is working with Showtime on the creation and production of the Halo TV show. This group is separate from the Halo Infinite development team. These are two completely independent projects. I mean, you would have to assume that. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't see
All
how it
right,
could be
so
the same
I
point.
believe this is what it was originally. A report has surfaced suggesting Halo Infinite's development and recent delay have been affected by outsourcing, with the upcoming
Oh,
Halo TV show as apparently a significant distraction.
oh,
An investigative report into the turbulent development cycle of Halo Infinite from Thurrott alleges that a number of factors have contributed to the game's troubled development and eventual delay from the Xbox Series X console launch in 2021. Excuse me. One major factor in Infinite's delay supposedly stems from the fact that a significant portion of the game is being outsourced to third-party contractors. That seems very weird for like your flagship game. This is
That's
standard.
not what you want to hear.
This is standard practice in the games industry, especially in AAA. Isn't it normally like, you know, you make textures for us or something like that?
Yeah, well, they could just be doing that. I mean, we don't know
Yeah.
exactly what they're outsourcing from this, do we?
In
Not really.
Infinite's case, the report suggests that the level of outsourcing has been unusually high, with the coordination between the many different companies contributing to Infinite has been rough at best. Dorot's source claims that the outsourcing was a ratio higher than a typical studio undertakes during development, which has led to communication and collaboration headaches for 343. The E3 2019 trailer was outsourced, okay, when it was not in its playable state, which oversold expectations for the later demos. Thorett report also dwells on the departure of high-profile creatives such as Tim Longo and Mary Olson as a reason for the turmoil. Both were creative directors who left in 2019. Recent rumor that the game was going to ship with multiplayer and campaign as separate entities is also corroborated, with the report suggesting that this came under considerations as a means to meet the holiday 2020 deadline. What's been going on? Like,
This sounds awful. This is not good.
it's like this is a, you know, there was one thing you had to do. You just had to ship Halo.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's been so much time to be able to ship Halo. Like, I know that we talked about this last week, but like, I feel like this is going to hurt them so much.
I mean, software sells hardware. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
So there's really not any gotta buy software for this console launch.
If
that I'm aware of.
hardware did sell software, then the Xbox One X would be the best-selling console right now, and like clearly it is not.
No, in fact, it's probably trailing the Switch, although we've never been able to confirm that because Microsoft doesn't put out numbers for Xbox anymore.
Yeah, and that's obviously for good reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're proud of something, you show it off.
Yeah.
And they're not showing it off.
No, it doesn't seem to be happening at all here.
No, so this is bad. I mean, we've seen consoles launch with bad software, with no software, and it's never gone well. I can't think of a console that recovered from a bad launch. Can you? Maybe PS3, probably PS3. I guess if you would call that a bad launch.
I mean, it was a bad launch for sure because of that $5.99 price tag. But I mean,
yeah. And there was no software, honestly. The software was really bare bones at that launch.
I don't think it recovered to the point where you would call it like a big success. 360 slapped it that generation.
Well, they were pretty neck and neck, but when you think about how dominant PlayStation was in the PlayStation 2 era,
yeah. I remember they were selling PlayStations in Brazil up until past we were out of college.
Oh yeah, man. I think they only stopped production of PS2 a few years ago. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
It just did tremendous numbers, and then they lost a ton of ground because of PS3's price point, bad launch. But the software came later. The software did come eventually.
So I mean, like, if I'm somebody who's on the fence about getting a console, and like I'm gonna buy one of the two of them, like my brain is just like, get the one that's got Spider-Man on it because it's gonna have Spider-Man when it comes out. Halo, and there was another story I had up here that I got rid of. Well, I didn't get rid of it, but it ties into this. I'm just going to post it up real quick. Deathloop also got delayed to 2021, and that was something that they were pushing pretty hard for.
I liked the trailer for this.
It looks fun. It looks interesting. And I think it had a timed release for...
It says holiday.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's PC and PlayStation. I thought it was Xbox and PC. Sorry, forget it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Never mind that.
My mistake. I totally thought that was Xbox and PC. Well, regardless, I know we said it last week, but I still can't, like, think of anything that I want to get an Xbox for. I just really want their service, which I already have.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me. This is pretty bad. I mean, it just I get 2020 was supposed to be one thing, and then things happened, and it's not going to be a lot of those things that we all wanted and expected for this year. And maybe they should just delay these consoles. I mean, or maybe Xbox can afford to. They won't push it if PlayStation won't push it. PlayStation probably is in a better position than
the,
Xbox right now.
the
I mean, not
consoles are
probably, they
something.
are.
Didn't Phil say that like nothing will stop the release of this Xbox, not even Halo, like before Halo got delayed? I'm pretty sure that's
Uh,
a Phil Spencer quote.
yes, but I remember hearing something just a few months ago that said that they've both been waiting to see what the other does, which is
Yeah.
why we still don't have prices. So, if they, at one point Microsoft and Sony were both waiting to see if the other one delayed because of coronavirus, and
Yeah.
um, neither one is given. So I think we're gonna get a launch this year, but I think it's not gonna be nearly as good as it could have been had the year gone differently.
So, no,
But
don't. Bug Snacks is going to sell 10 million
yeah,
PlayStations right at launch.
Bugsnax is definitely going to sell. I don't know about 10 million, but it's all over social media. That friggin'
Is it
song.
really? Oh, I assume it is, but like, I was making a joke. You think that's for real then, huh?
When that trailer came out, like I saw tons and tons of people talking about Bugsnax. Kind of funny talks about Bugsnax every single week, man. That alone is going to make it sell.
Oh my
Um,
god. Well, I mean, Spider-Man's
yeah,
definitely gonna make it sell. People are
yeah,
so thirsty for more Spider-Man, and like, it's probably
Spider.
not. It's not gonna be like a totally retooled experience, I imagine. But
No, it'll be built on the same engine, but
yeah.
it'll be a continuation of that story. It'll be starring Miles Morales, which is, hot on the what was that Spider-Man movie last year?
That movie is awesome. Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Into the Spider-Verse. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of positive buzz on that because Miles Morales, I would say, was more not really well known as like a Spider-Man character until
I didn't know.
recently.
I didn't know about it because I've been out of the comic game for a long time. But
Yeah.
when I learned about him when I played that game, and then I talked to my roommates here who were like big time Marvel nerds, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Miles Morales, he's awesome. You haven't heard of him?" Like, nope,
Yeah.
haven't heard of him, but yeah, he seemed pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I know of him from comics, but like that was my bigger exposure to him for sure, and I know that was a lot of people's.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I would say it's gonna be good. I mean, even if they say it's a full size experience. I mean, the first one was what, 20 hours, 30, probably 20.
I platinumed it, so I probably went a little harder than that. I can't, but I kind of burned through games really goddamn fast. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, that was just swinging around, just stopping crimes, listen to J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, dude,
It's
Jonah is so good in that.
just a good time, man.
Yeah.
That's a fun game. I wanted more. I played all the DLC and
Me
still
too.
wanted more.
Me too. Me too.
Um, I'm excited for PS five. I mean, my wife incredibly excited for the Overcooked like remaster remake they're gonna do.
Of course. Of course.
Uh, we weren't even gonna. Well, I was gonna wait like probably a good maybe a year to get PS five,
You're gonna
and
pre-order it?
I don't know if we're gonna pre-order it, but she was saying we shouldn't wait too long, and I was a little surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
Uh, but we're not gonna wait too long,
Okay.
so that's pretty cool.
I will probably pre-order it, and there's just nothing pushing me to get an Xbox.
Well, yeah, that's the problem is if there was some software there that I really wanted, and they have stuff that they could be doing. They have Rare. I mean, they have I want to say, some stuff in the back burner they could be doing. They're just not.
Like, well, we know Fable is coming out, but they didn't give that a date. I don't think.
That's probably a ways off. Um,
Is Peter Molyneux like still part of that? Is the
I
overpromiser still working there?
I don't. It's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
A long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I Jesus Christ, that's actually bringing up some bad memories. Thanks.
Oh, you mean like when he showed off Milo, that like little kid that you could interact with Connect, and everyone got so excited, and then Connect was like, "Here, put your hand out here to stop a ball from going somewhere."
No, I'm thinking of like Black and White. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, the God Simulator games.
Yeah, those were not as good as he had advertised. And plus,
Yeah.
Populous, like, fuck you and fuck Populous, man. I hate Populous.
I don't know anything about Populous.
Did you never played Populous? You missed
No.
nothing. It
No,
sucked.
never did.
I hate it. Well, I only played on Super Nintendo, and it was awful. Anyway,
Okay.
don't play it. But I don't know if he's doing the new Fable. I'm trying to look here on Wikipedia, but it doesn't seem like it.
So let's go to this Fortnite thing. Oh look, everything got messed up. Yeah, look at this. This is Halo Infinite delay up here. MSN Infinite delay to 2021 development impacted by COVID. How did I mess this up? I wanted to do the story about Apple and Epic. Hold on a second. News. What was the one I was looking at? Epic used its playbook for Fortnite events against The Verge. It was supposed to be this one from The Verge. Here, I'm going to update the document right now.
Okay, a little late now, but whatever.
Well, I mean, this is the one I wanted to talk about. I just don't understand how I screwed this whole fucking thing up.
Well, that's why.
Here we go. So it should be update. The Verge, right there.
Yeah. Doesn't look like Peter Molyneux's and involved in the new Fable, by the way.
All right, good. I'll read this one too because I want you to do the last one.
Okay.
Epic used its playbook. I'm sorry. This is from The Verge, as written by Jay Peters. That sounds like a made-up name. It's two.
Jay Peterman?
Yeah, Jay Peterman. Epic used its playbook for Fortnite events against Apple and Google. Epic knows how to make a spectacle. Do you know much about this at all yet?
All I know is I saw people on Twitter talking about how people are selling iPhones with Fortnite on them.
Yeah.
At like a huge markup because I'm assuming it's not available on iPhone right now.
Yeah. So what happened was, so Google does this too, but with Google you can get around it because you can download from third-party places. But basically, Epic was like, "Yo, stop buying whatever their money is called, V-Bucks, I think is what it is, through Apple. You can go to this third-party site and you can buy like V-Bucks directly from us because Apple takes a 30% cut off of every single purchase made on the App Store, and there's like no way to get around it really with a third-party apps or anything like that. So when they did that, they were in breach of like Apple terms of service use. Apple immediately took them off of the App Store, and when they did that, Epic immediately had a lawsuit ready to go. And then they released like a commercial. Do you know the old Apple commercial, like the 1984 one where they like break the monitor or whatever? And
oh yeah,
because it was like breaking you free of the chains of personal computers back then, like IBM computers, I think it was, that they were in competition with. So Fortnite released like a parody of that, basically showing Apple has become what they used to rally against. So anyway, let's look at this. It's probably going to say this in here. Epic Games took on Apple and Google in a very... Oh, they added Google now, too. Apple and Google in a very public way last week to protest what it believes are monopolistic App Store policies. But Epic was prepared for the fight in part because it knows how to make a spectacle, having already pulled off massive in-game events like the appearance of a giant rolling cube and a volcano eruption. The studio applied tactics it is perfected to hype those events in its disputes with two of tech's biggest companies. If you haven't experienced one of Fortnite's events, they are enormous in scope. Last summer, a towering blah 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 blah. Well, I want to. What did they do? Huh?
I said I've heard about the events.
Yeah. While the events have all been exciting, they weren't always easy to watch. Epic has activated a special mode just for events. Advises players to go and look at them. I want to know what the event is. Epic typically puts a bunch of. It all started with Epic publishing a blog post on Thursday morning announcing a permanent 20% price drop on V-Bucks, Fortnite's in-game virtual currency that was immediately available on every platform. For mobile players, though, there was a slight difference. Epic allowed you to buy V-Bucks at the new, cheaper rate by going through its own payment system, or you could use Apple and Google's payment systems to get them at a higher price. So
Okay.
obviously, there's no way you would do that.
Well,
So when they did
you
this,
could, but maybe dumb.
they were in violation of both of the store's policies. On the 13th, Apple banned Fortnite. Just 1 minute later, Epic announced a new 1980 Fortnite short that clearly looked to parody Apple's famous 1984 ad, which it said would be premiering in-game 4 p.m. Eastern in Party Royale. 29 minutes after that, oh my god, this shit happened so fast. Epic announced it was suing Apple and linked directly to the legal papers in a tweet from the Fortnite Twitter main account, which has more than 11 million followers. So you can go ahead and read the whole lawsuit.
I'm good.
Epic made sure players were blah blah blah. Just let me get to the at the bottom here. While the conflict with Apple has continued to escalate, Apple has threatened to pull Epic's access to Apple's developer tools by August 28th unless the studio makes changes to Fortnite. There hasn't been a follow-up video or new in-game event yet, just but a large part of Fortnite's success is the consistent creativity Epic brings to the game, so perhaps Epic has more in store to try to put the pressure on Apple. If you're reading this, Epic, I'll give you one idea. Release a skin for the Apple Man.
Okay.
Added the... let me see. There's an update. Added that Epic did mention Google's old "Don't Be Evil" motto in its lawsuit because Google is fairly evil these days. So... I mean, like, good on them, I guess, for trying to, like, break monopolistic shit, I suppose. I know that they've been getting a whole bunch of support from a whole bunch of other companies that are sick of getting skimmed for 30%. Like, that's a lot, dude. 30%? You know?
Yes. I mean, Apple's a huge company.
Yeah.
I think, if anyone could take them on, it's probably Epic because they do have a lot of leverage. I guess in this, people love Fortnite, but this is going to be a very expensive battle. I would say. I don't know.
But they must have run the numbers, though. They're worth billions. They had a lawsuit ready 1 minute after. And they were probably drafting up that lawsuit for months.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, that means they anticipated exactly how Apple was going to act and react.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they knew what was
pretty
happening.
impressive. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out, but it's hard to say. I'm not a Fortnite fan or a big Apple or Google fan, so I don't really have a horse in this race,
I do like Epic. I mean, like, Unreal Engine, where would we be without, like, Unreal Engine, and also the stuff that they do on the... I know a lot of people are pissy about, like, Steam versus Epic Launcher, but, like, they give you free games every month just for chilling, on their platform. I mean, I mean, at the end of the day, like, who really gives a shit? It's a whole bunch of big corporations that are fighting each other. They don't give a fuck about us. They just want their money at the end of the day.
But it will be interesting to see how this, the dust settles and this does end.
I'll tell you what it does do, though. If they do find some way to drop the skimming, this commission fee, this 30%, it really helps, like, smaller developers. Because I mean that's applied to everybody. That's not just companies with $10 billion in the bank. That's also mom and pop people selling, I don't know, their fucking metronome app on the store. Like, it could end up, I mean, it is just a bunch of big dicks swinging around, but it could help the little guy in the long run, so I'm for it.
It could, but I don't know. I wouldn't count Apple out. You know what I mean?
Of course I don't count them out.
I feel like, Epic's made their move and we're waiting to see the next move. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm curious to see how this plays out, but I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath on real change happening, but I kind of feel that way about pretty much everything.
The only way that it's going to work is if just like hundreds of big name companies follow suit and
Yeah,
and violate the terms of service, you know.
that's true. But then, they do risk alienating Apple, and that's a big marketplace. So it has to be a lot. Um, it has to be enough to really put the pressure on them to make these changes. And I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. Really interested to see how it's going to turn out at the end. But I don't know, man.
I'm trying to find if there's any list of any other companies that are supporting this venture.
Is there anything from Google? I mean, it does say that they
It
kind
looks
of
like they're going after Apple harder because Apple doesn't have a way, I guess, to install from third-party applications. Like on
yeah.
Google, you can just be like, go to epic.com or fortnite.com. I don't know where the download link is, but you can just go there, download the executable, and then
Yeah.
your Android phone will be like, yo, this isn't from the Google Play Store. Are you sure you want to install it? And then you just say yes, you know? It's with Apple, it's like, fuck you. Nothing works. You have to get it
Yeah.
directly from us. Like, there's no way to get around this. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I think Google might have taken it off their store also, but they're also not cock blocking installing from third party sites.
Hmm.
You know, so I don't think. I mean, I know that they mentioned Google in the lawsuit, but they're very specifically targeting Apple.
Well, I will have to see. Like I said, how it
Yeah,
plays out. I don't really know. I'm a little surprised Google didn't respond at all.
I don't know. All right, do you want to go on to the final story here, which was your
Yes.
story?
Well, this is something I saw just before we started recording, and this is from a website I've never heard of, Tom's
Tom's Guide.
Guide.
I've heard of
Uh,
Tom's Guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little article here by a Richard Priday, and Breath of the Wild release date just leaked, and it could be imminent. I don't know how true that is, but um, there was a little bit of a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 leak, and I am a giant Zelda fan. I think you're a fan as well, Nick. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
I'm a big fan. You know this. And then I would say
Oh,
my second favorite game of all time is probably Link to the Past.
really? How would you rank Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild in the hierarchy.
Give me a
For
give me a top three Zelda. You could do top five if you want.
I would say
Zeldas.
okay, so Legend of Link to the Past, and
Mm-hmm.
then Wind Waker,
Mm-hmm.
and then probably Breath of the Wild, and then Ocarina, and then honestly probably original.
Oh, no, Majora's Mask.
I've
Interesting.
never. It's the one black mark in my Zelda history. I have never
Really?
played Majora's Mask. I have also
Oh,
never
dude.
played the Oracle of Seasons or the Oracle of Ages, and I never beat Phantom. No. I beat Phantom Hourglass. I didn't beat Spirit Tracks.
Okay. Damn. All right. I have beaten every Zelda except for the weird CDI ones, which we don't talk about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I even brought them up. I've never beat or really played at all Zelda 2.
Oh, I have.
Um,
I can stomp you on that.
yeah, I've never played even 5 minutes of it. I beat everything else. Oh, no. I've beaten Oracle of Seasons, and I got halfway through Ages and stopped.
Okay.
And I haven't beaten the remake of Link's Awakening, but I've beaten the original a couple times.
The remake of yeah. I have it. I stopped it. I stopped playing it.
I did too. I got like
Yeah.
through the third dungeon. I was kind of like not feeling it. Um,
Same.
like it's I don't know. It wasn't bad. It's just like I already played it. I've already beaten it, and it
Yeah.
just didn't feel like new to me. It's kind of dated in places, and they didn't update it like some games.
And also, it wasn't very well optimized either.
Yeah,
There was a lot of chugging in it.
it just didn't do it for me. But I'm gonna go back to it at some point and go through the whole thing. I just
Yeah.
anyway. But I'm a giant Breath of the Wild fan. I would say it might be my favorite Zelda game now.
Okay.
Like Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. Link to the Past, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess is high up there for me too. Some of the dungeons in Twilight Princess are so good, even
Twilight
though it's
Princess has my favorite dumb thing that you only use like once or twice, and that's like the gyro skateboard thing.
oh yeah, that's cool. I like the ball and chain thing you get.
Oh yeah, to destroy the ice monsters.
Yes,
Yeah,
and the dual hook shots in that one
yeah, that is
dungeon.
fun. That is fun.
That is a some of those later dungeons, that ice dungeon, the one with the dual hook shots. Is the ice one the one where you make like soup in it too, right?
Soup. I
You're
don't
like
know.
making there's like the Yetis in it, and you're like part of it's like you getting ingredients to make like a soup for them.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar.
I think that's the ice one too. And
Yeah,
there's some good the later dungeons that are so good,
yeah.
but the beginning fucked it up so bad where you're hurting, was it goats or something in the
Yeah.
beginning, and it's
There's
super
that whole
slow.
part in the village that's not Kakariko Village. It's like
Yeah.
your hometown village, and like isn't like Zelda your friend there or something? Oh no, I'm thinking of Skyward. You've got like a motley crew of like kids or whatever that are hanging out with you,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you like finally make it out, but it's like 3 hours, maybe more.
Yeah.
So you actually like make it out, meet Midna, and then you start actually becoming a wolf and doing all the like,
Actually,
well, that's slow too.
I thought that hurt too, though. I feel like you get into wolf form and do a lot of action in wolf form before you do a lot of action in like human form, and I feel like that fucked things up a little bit too.
Yeah, yeah. You spend all this time in the village, and you're like, oh, get me the fuck out of here. This is just taking forever. And
Yeah,
then you get out and you immediately turn into a wolf, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
I'm stuck as a wolf now for a little while. This
yeah,
isn't great either. And then
yeah.
you get past that, and then it's like, oh, now this is getting good.
So I remember
But
the first time I got hyped up is when you're having the horseback fight on the bridge of Eldon.
oh yeah, man, that's some good shit right
I
there.
remember getting pretty hard for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's really good. It just it has too slow of a start. Um, anyway, I like Twilight Princess. I'm a Twilight Princess defender. I'm not going to defend the beginning of it, but
yeah,
the later bits, the dungeons, later dungeons are good.
yeah.
Um, if you never tried it, you should try to stick it out. I know that beginning is rough, but back to this article here. Um, So here's the thing. So a now removed page on a French website, WT&T via Tech Radar, had listings for both a 69.99 standard edition, this is euros, and an 82.85 collector's edition of Breath of the Wild 2 on Switch with a release date of December 31st, 2020. Now, this implies, because this is definitely a placeholder date, that this game is coming in 2020.
Yeah.
Nintendo's fall lineup is
No.
non-existent
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
not. It's fully not there.
Yes, we know Pikmin 3 is coming in October. That's the only thing we know. We
Yay.
know it's a port. It has all the DLC. Pikmin 3 is good.
Yeah.
I beat it on Wii U. Did you?
I've never been a Pikmin boy. I played the first one.
Okay.
What was it on the Cube?
Pikmin 3
Was it on the Cube or the 64? It was on the Cube, right?
Cube
Yeah.
1 and 2 were on the Cube. We got nothing on the Wii. Wii U got Pikmin 3. We got
Yeah.
a shitty ass Pikmin on 3DS.
Nope. Nobody
That's it.
played. I assume Pikmin 3 because nobody played Wii U.
Well, I played it, but no one
Yeah.
else did.
Yeah.
It's good. $60 full price for a port of a Wii U game is pretty excessive, but it does have all the DLC and new content. Although the DLC was free on the Wii U, I think.
Yeah.
But who's no? I think some of it was paid. I can't remember, but I never played any of the DLC. Um, I don't know. That's your own discretion kind of thing. If you want to pay $60 for that, I think that's a bit high.
That's
But
been their.
Nintendo games,
They've done that move a lot this generation.
yeah, yeah, they ported a lot of Wii U games over.
Uh,
Almost everything now.
Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Country. Aren't they doing 3D World? Or did they do 3D World? Did I miss that?
No,
They're
no
not doing that?
3D World.
Okay.
They haven't done the remakes of Twilight Princess or the remake of Wind Waker,
Yeah.
but we got the Tokyo Mirage Sessions, we got
Yeah.
Donkey Kong, we got Super Mario Wii U,
Yeah.
the new Super Mario Brothers Wii U
Yeah.
got ported over. Bayonetta 2 got ported over. The Mario Kart Smash Brothers is not exactly a port, but it's kind of like an enhanced.
Do you remember how good the first year of the Switch felt? And we were like, Nintendo is back.
Yeah.
And now it feels like how it used to feel when it's like, when the fuck is something coming out?
Yeah, it's really starting to hit. They can still do those couple games that I mentioned, and I think Xenoblade Chronicles.
They did release that. That's out.
No,
Isn't it?
not they re-released the one from Wii, but the
Yeah.
Wii U one. What was the name of the Wii U? Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, X. I don't
That's
even
the
know
Wii U
that
one.
one. Oh, you know,
Yeah,
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was pretty good, though, by the way.
oh, I believe it. I haven't played it. But that's still stuck on Wii U. The Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Zelda remakes, which already are on. I don't know how much I'd count those. They're already on other systems, but they
Yeah.
should come out anyway, so they can just make them more money. And I'll buy Wind Waker again. Fuck it.
I will.
don't care.
Well, I didn't buy Wind Waker Wii U, so I'll buy it for Switch because I love Wind Waker.
Oh, I did, and I beat it on Wii U, and it's so much better with the revamps, and you don't have to do the crazy
Triforce puzzle.
Triforce quest.
Quest.
Yeah, it's so much better.
I heard they added like a fourth gear for the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it in high speed.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
That's a good port. Didn't play the Twilight Princess one,
Okay.
but at this point, there's going to be nothing exclusive to Wii U.
So I'm looking at this same article or the same story, but from Nintendo Life,
Okay.
and they mention here something I missed, which is that they say, of course, earlier this week, I missed this, Amazon UK just so happened to list a Switch edition of Skyward Sword.
Oh, I did hear about this.
I didn't. Before taking it down once the press had caught wind of it, the two incidents likely aren't related, but the retailers sure are teasing us at the moment.
Interesting. I don't like Skyward Sword that much.
I like the lore in Skyward Sword. And
The lore is okay.
And
Yeah,
I
the lore is good.
like that flamboyant villain.
Oh, shoot, what's his name?
I hate.
Bruce?
I can't remember. I hate V. I think you're thinking of the big lumbering dummy who's like your rival at the beginning and then becomes like your closest ally.
Yeah.
That's who you're thinking of. I'm talking about he's like skinny and like he's like Team Rocket flamboyant.
Tingle?
Not Tingle. No, he like at the end, spoilers or whatever, but at the end he turns out to be like the sword of the big bad.
Yes. Yeah, I remember who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's like the villain guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the villains.
Yeah. He's like the main antagonist throughout the story until you find out that there's just, like a bigger bad, which is basically like primordial evil is kind of like that guy that you fight. That fight at the end in the water is great. That's a fun fight.
He's the sword from the first one, from the start screen of the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
He's like the little pointy, what would you call that? A rapier or something?
Yeah, rapier.
Yeah. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff there, but you replay that same boss like 4 times.
I didn't mind that too much when you're like trying to keep it contained. The thing that I did not like is when you redo each of the zones.
That got old too.
In particular, I didn't like when you need to swim around and get the music notes.
Yes, yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah.
The music notes.
So if this is real, which I assume it is, because why would a retailer put it up if it wasn't real? How are they going to do the mechanics, the motion control mechanics?
Well, you could just take them out, or you could use the.
I know that you can use the
Joy-Cons?
Yeah, the Joy-Cons, but like they're not as good as the Wiimotes in terms of motion controls.
Well, yeah, because you had the Wii Motion Plus for that.
Yeah, you had the Wii Motion Plus. That's right. That game actually shipped with Wii Motion Plus, I think.
They could ship this with something like that.
Or they could find a way to get rid of it. Because I mean, come on, fuck you. Like, we're past that. The only time I want to use motion controls is when I'm playing VR.
Yeah, well, they got rid of it for the Twilight Princess remake, but you had a version without the waggle, because the GameCube version.
Yeah, well, that game wasn't even made for that. It was the GameCube version was the one where they started production on that game. So in Twilight Princess, the waggle controls are an afterthought, Whereas in Skyward Sword, their multi-directional slicing is inherent to the whole gameplay.
Yeah, it's a big part of it.
Yeah.
You need to keep it, don't you?
Yeah, you need to keep it. All of the enemies are designed to be sliced in certain directions. The bokoblins, like, they have, like, they take out their weapon and, like, they'll hold it, like, vertically, and when they hold it vertically, you got to slash them vertically. If you try to go horizontally, they'll block it, you know, like that kind of stuff. There's certain stuff that are, like, armored, but on one side they're not armored, so you slice into them on that side. How are you going to do that?
No, you're absolutely right. And you also reminded me of another game on Wii U, which is Nintendo Land.
Oh,
which I
dude.
would also love to have a port.
I'll tell you something. Nintendo Land slaps. That game, that was what was packaged with Wii U, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Dude,
yes.
I remember having
not
a
all
lot
of them. Mine wasn't, but
I remember having a lot of fun with Nintendo Land. Specifically the Metroid, like, rescue mission game where you're like, yeah, that one's really good. Super fun.
Yes, the Metroid one. The Zelda one wasn't bad. There was like a hide and seek one. I'm trying to think of the name of that.
Yep.
Was that Animal Crossing, or was that
Maybe.
Mario?
Could have been. They could have expanded upon that idea so much and just had, like, so many mini games for that, but, you know, nobody had a Wii U, so I don't know. I did have a Wii U. I did have a Wii U. It gathered a lot of dust. I sold it.
Well, you sold yours?
Oh, yeah. I sold that and my 360 at, like, the same time to get a refurbished PS4 Pro.
Not a bad idea.
No.
I still have mine. But I have the Wind Waker special editions. I'm not going to sell it.
Yeah, that's hard to get rid of. Well, anyway, what do you think? Is this really going to happen in 2020? Are we really going to get Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 in 2020?
We have no Nintendo games except for Pikmin 3, dude. We got nothing coming out for November.
Yeah.
Nintendo always
wait.
puts out something
Did
for
we
November.
did we talk about the Prime thing last week?
I think we talked about it.
We talked about it offline, and then now we're hearing very recently, I can't remember when I texted it to you, that Retro Studios, amazing studio, one of my favorite studios of all time, they're looking for a creative director for Metroid, and they told us, like, this time last year that Retro was taking the project over. Does that mean that Retro was working on another project that recently concluded and now Metroid is starting now?
Well, it's hard to say. Retro has not put out anything since Tropical Freeze.
There's been rumors for a couple years that they're working on a Star Fox Racer game.
Yes. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors about that. Nothing has ever been confirmed. We did get that. Oh, yeah, that's another one on Wii U, the Star Fox one.
Yeah. That game's terrible.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy that one.
No.
Nintendo Land would still be good, but...
Oh, did I just lose you, Mike? Okay.
I don't know, because Retro is amazing. I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you now. You caught up. Yeah, you caught up. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Retro's an amazing studio, but they haven't put out anything in a long time.
Yeah. I mean, what's their pedigree? All of the Metroid Prime games, and then the two the two modern Donkey Kong Country games. Like, each one of those games is basically a masterpiece.
Not a bad one in the bunch.
No.
Metroid Prime 2 and 3, not as good as the first one, but still good. And Tropical Freeze is one of the all-time best platformers.
It blows me away that they're an American company. I don't know why that blows me away, but it blows me away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you beat Tropical Freeze? You did, right?
I was playing it with my ex-girlfriend, and we didn't finish it.
Ooh, you should finish it.
Yeah. I feel like I would
get the Switch version and stream it.
I have it. I have the Switch version.
I thought you were playing the Wii U.
Switch, there's an issue with Switch where I don't know how I would get the audio. Like, I could get the audio out to stream, but I don't know how I would hear the audio.
Oh.
Because the Switch...
There's got to be a way around that.
I can probably figure it out, but, like, the Switch doesn't have... The way that I have it set up right now is I get these Astro headphones that have their own little mix amp. And the mix amp has two audio inputs. It's got a USB input and it's got an optical input. So it's no problem with the PlayStation because the PlayStation has an optical output that I can use. But the Switch doesn't have that. And the Switch, I couldn't find any accessories to give the Switch an optical output. So I'm not really sure how I would get around that. But I'm sure I'm sure there's a way. I don't know exactly. I would probably have to
Yeah, well,
feed the audio into the capture card and then have the capture card monitor itself and put that audio through my headphones somehow. It would be a totally different setup. It would probably take me like 2 hours to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I want to get the Switch up and running because there are games I expect to eventually come out before we're dead that I'd like to stream.
mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame you on that. Figure it out, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, I
What
hope
else
th-
you
I
got
hope
going
I
on?
thought I hope this happens. I hope this happens this year.
I do too. I mean, we need a big Nintendo game for the fall.
Yeah.
Pikmin 3 ain't gonna do it.
No.
It's gotta be a Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Zelda, Mario, Pokemon type game. We've gotten pretty much all of those recently.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get a new Mario.
No.
Like, uh, I don't think we're gonna get Odyssey 2 just yet. It's just not time, and we
They're
just got
definitely working on that. It's going to be like Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 kind of situation.
yeah. Well, we got Mario Maker 2 just last year, and it was great.
Yeah. And they're still well, they did do an update to that like within the last 3 months, was it? 2 months ago? I want to say. They
Yeah.
added the
Oh,
Zelda suit and all that.
yeah. Yeah. They added a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
All right. Well, anyway, what you been playing?
I am still working on Destroy All Humans.
Yeah.
Mhm. I love it, dude. I'm almost done though.
Yeah.
I talked about it a lot last time. I mean, it's really fun, open world. But I also played quite a bit on Sunday of what is the name of that? Jackbox?
Jackbox Party Pack.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is quite a bit of fun too.
Yeah. We
So
we
Nick has a what is it, fan something Sunday?
Community Sunday. I was doing sub Sunday, but I mean our community's too small, so we can't scrape together that many subscribers.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
tell us about it.
Well, Jackbox Party Pack. I mean, it's pretty ubiquitous on Twitch. Lots of people play it. It's a series of party games that are accessible to anybody as long as they have a cell phone. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think the way it was originally envisioned is that you are sitting because it's on everything. It's on PC. It's on PlayStation. I think it's on Switch. It's on whatever has an internet connection. So, it was originally envisioned, I believe, for like parties. You sit down in a house, you put the Jackbox shit up on the TV, and then everyone pulls out their cell phones. You can also use tablets, and you can use computers, whatever you can use. If it's got a browser, you can use it. So you go to jackbox.tv, and then there's a code for the room. Up to I think 8 people, depending on the game, join the game with their phone, and then everyone else can join the audience, and they can sway the outcome of the games by voting on certain things. And then like one game that we play is Quiplash. It's basically making jokes, and you vote on what's the funniest. One's fibbage. A fact comes up, and everyone writes an answer that may be close to the truth, and you want people to vote for your lie while trying to find the truth to get the most points. Trivia Murder Party is one that everyone loves. It's just like a trivia game with like a Saw, the movie Saw,
Mm-hmm.
like that kind of theme where if you get stuff wrong, you basically get murdered by your captor. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's like ones where you draw stuff and people have to vote on the best drawings, and it's just like a fun game that like anybody can play, and they've got kind of like a somewhat dark sense of humor. Like a lot of the questions are made in a way for you to like kind of write saucy answers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we have been doing that on Sunday with our community, but I will not be doing it this week. I gotta do a
Okay.
birthday dinner thing with the family.
Okay, so not this coming Sunday, but maybe the Sunday after, the
Yeah,
29th
yeah,
or 30th actually.
yeah, probably the 30th. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely something to look forward to. It's a lot of fun.
You got nothing else that you've been playing?
No, I mean, I've been working a lot and I'm been working pretty hard on Destroy All Humans. I'm only a couple trophies away from the platinum. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it, but I like to finish it all the way through
Yeah. Well, you're a
as
guy
far
that
as
like
I
you
can.
you like to hit the platinums.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to play something else after. I have a little vacation coming up in September and I'm planning on getting deep into like an RPG. So I'll actually have some time to do it because I'm taking like 10 days off at work.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you
Okay.
that. So, second week of September, I'm taking some time off. I am gonna go away for a few days, but otherwise I'll be kind of home, and I'm planning on getting some hardcore gaming in.
We should hang out.
Ooh, yeah.
You should come here and stream with
Actually,
me one day.
well, my wife really wants to go to that. Not to change the subject, the Korean barbecue place we went to that one time,
Oh, yeah. You know what?
and
I found an
I got
even better one. I found an even better one.
what?
Yes. I will not say the
What?
city to reveal our location, but I did find an even better one. Or I should say Steve
Jesus.
Julie found an even better one and introduced it to me.
Okay, well, stop holding out,
Okay.
and we need to do that. And I most likely will be in your area around mid-September. We'll see what's going on.
All right, that sounds good. You want to hear what I've been playing?
If you want.
I've been I got a lot to talk about. So I finished Ori and
Oh, no.
the Will of the Wisps.
Okay, how was that?
That game was absolutely spectacular. That is in my top 5 for the year at the moment.
Really nice.
Totally in love with that game. The art, the music, the themes, the mechanics, all of it's a ton of fun. I talked to somebody yesterday who said that they felt like the combat was too floaty, but I loved it. I love being able to suspend myself in the air all the time and just dash from target to target. There's some boss fights in it which are fine. They're well designed and they're fun enough, but the most fun things in the game are the escape sequences where you're like running away from something that is just too goddamn big to fight, and you have to like navigate using the plethora of movement abilities that they give you. You got to have it all in your head with the visual cues of what you can do on what objects in order to shoot through it. That's right, a plethora. I learned that word from Three Amigos. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Three Amigos.
Yeah.
I 100% do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
really spectacular
visuals
game.
are amazing on that.
Oh my god, it was so fun. Huge fan of it. Can't recommend that enough. If you're a platformer fan, if you're a Metroid fan, is very, very good. And then after that, I tried a game voted on by the community called Crosscode, which
Okay, how is that?
that's a 2017 game, and it is modeled after, I want to say, Secret of Mana is probably the best way to describe it in a way that you would understand it.
Okay, cool.
And it's set in a dot hack like universe where you are in an MMO, but the thing about this MMO is that the avatars that you play as, they are actual physical beings. So like you sit in your VR chair or whatever, and then this being like comes online. Think of like, you ever seen like Star Trek Voyager?
No, actually.
All right, in Star Trek Voyager, there's a holographic doctor, right? And so he's like made.
Oh yeah, I know about the Doctor.
Yeah, so he's like a physical hologram. So kind of think about it like that. So you play.
Wait, have you seen all of Voyager?
I've seen probably 20, 30 episodes. Do you know Ian, Todd's brother?
Yes, I do.
Big Star Trek nerd. I used to smoke weed in his room, and he would just have Voyager on. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, you play as, well, I'm actually not sure because I didn't finish the story, but you play as like a player who has forgotten their memory, and apparently this has happened before in the game, and you need to like go into the game so they can like rebuild your brain, basically. But that's like the backstory, but it's like a very puzzle-heavy, combat-focused 2D top-down action RPG that uses like, it's a very basic story where you got to get like the 4 elements or whatever. I only got through the first dungeon. I played like a 5-hour session. It was good, but I don't think I'll be playing it on stream anymore. But I would recommend it to anybody who's interested in that type of gameplay. It's very well done. It's very well polished. It's by a very small team. I think Radical Fish is their name, and the artwork is beautiful. I would just say like maybe some of the writing could be a bit more interesting. I did run into like a couple characters that were pretty fun, but for the most part, the narrative didn't grab me that much, but the gameplay was good, the art was good, the music was great. The music is a bunch of slappers. And then
Okay.
after that, I played. What was the next thing? Oh, Hellblade Senua's Saga. I'm sorry, Senua's Sacrifice. Yo.
Hmm.
Dude, you think Eternal Darkness is a trip? You have not seen anything. Senua's Sacrifice is a fucking trip and a half. Do you know anything about this game?
Yes, I've heard Kind of Funny talk about it quite a bit. I
Okay.
haven't played it myself.
Yeah. So it
They were
is.
very big on it, Greg Miller in particular.
Yo,
I think.
it is fucking
Okay.
great. So it is like
Yeah.
it's like a Norse mythology game. We've been seeing it a lot lately, and they do pound you with a lot of Norse mythology if you want to find like the little side items that give you that information.
Ooh.
But
You
it,
felt pounded? Is that correct?
what's that?
You got pounded?
I did get no. You don't get pounded. You play as this
Oh.
female warrior from some Northman tribe. I don't know. I don't know exactly where she's from. She's Norse, and she has lost her lover, and she's taking his skull, his head, trying to bring it to the realm of Hell's domain, to like bring his soul back. But the thing is, she has some type of mental illness. I think it would probably be schizophrenia. And through the whole entire game, you're hearing all these whispers in your headphones, in your ears all the time. Like, no, don't go there. Don't go back. She's going to die. Like multiple voices the whole time. And there's no HUD.
That's schizophrenia.
The voices like assist you in battle too. They're like, watch out behind you, and like at that moment that they say it, like you have to like dodge and get out of the way. A lot of the puzzles are like visual hallucination based. Like if you're looking at somewhere where there's like a broken bridge, if you look at it from one angle, it'll remain broken, but if you look at it through like a special gate, all of a sudden it will become solid, and then you can traverse through it. She is just like plagued by visual and auditory hallucinations the whole entire game. And you do get the whole backstory of why she's there in this world through that. But when the credits rolled, I wasn't sure if anything I did actually happened. Like, I don't know if the creatures I fought were men that just looked like creatures, if they were there at all. I don't know if I actually met Hella. It's super thought-provoking. It's very tight. It's a very focused experience. I beat it in about 6 hours.
Okay.
It is on Xbox Game
Pass.
Pass. It's on Xbox Game Pass. That's how I played it. It's great. It was so good. I'm a little mad at myself that it took me this long to play it, but also it was a $30 price tag when it came out, so I don't know if I would have been disappointed if I had spent $30 and beat it in a day. $5 for access to it is exactly the right price for me. I'd probably pay a little bit more. That game was great. And then after that, I played.
Good to hear.
Huh?
Praise.
You should play it.
Good to hear you praise it.
If you have a way to play it, I would play it. After that,
I only have a way to, but well, actually, you go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, let me just bang through this real quick because there's still a bunch. After that, the new season of Apex came out on my birthday on Tuesday. I played a good 6 hours of that. It's so much fun. They added a new gun. The Volt is an energy SMG. It's kind of a laser beam. It's very strong. They added a new character named Rampart, who I'm loving. Her passive is that she reloads and has a bigger clip for LMGs, so she can just hold down an area for so long with these giant clips. Like LMGs they shoot a lot slower. It's a longer time to kill, but you can just like cover an area in bullets. Her tactical is that she can put up a deployable cover that has a force wall that comes up, and enemies can destroy the force wall, but you can shoot through the force wall at them, and it amps up the damage of anything you shoot through it on, like, there's like a positive side and a negative side. Negative side catches bullets, positive side amps up damage, so you can just put way more damage through it. And then her ultimate is that she puts down a mounted turret that's got like a 90-degree spin, and it's just disgusting. So I know you don't play Apex, but the most health you can have in Apex is 200 with the highest armor. This gun, a full clip of it outputs about 3,000 damage. She's a shitload of fun.
Oh shit. Okay.
And then they added they revamped
Cool.
the map. They revamped the map World's Edge, adding new locations, and they also added a crafting system where you will find these crafting materials around the map with crafting stations so that you can make more bullets, you can make health. You don't necessarily have to find it on the ground. Like, you can get the thing that you need, hopefully. And then today I played in one sitting Carrion. Do you know Carrion? Carrion?
Yeah,
We talked about it.
Yeah.
So
It was on a podcast a few weeks ago, maybe more.
did Dara play it, or did he? He said he.
About it?
Dara said he wanted to play it. I believe.
Shoot, I can't remember. We talked about it. I looked it up. He either played it or he was anticipating playing it.
I'm
but
pretty
it
sure
really good.
he said he
It's
wanted to
kinda-
play it.
kind of Axiom Verge vibes.
Yeah.
But kind of Axiom Verge mixed with Alien mixed with
The Thing.
I'm not sure what.
It's like Metroid meets The Thing.
Yeah, The Thing. Yep.
So yeah, you play as this like amorphous blob of tentacles and viscera and teeth, and you escape like a research facility. It's a Metroid game where you're just trying to gain enough abilities to escape basically from this facility and go out into the world, and I assume add everyone to your biomass. And what's very interesting about the mechanics of the game is that your abilities are tied to your current biomass. So when you're in your smallest form, you can go invisible and you can shoot like a Spider-Man like web gun thing to like trap people. So that's like your sneaky mode. And then in your middle weight class, you can dash at enemies and crush them and like rip shit off the walls. And then in your biggest form, you're like there's this unstoppable like mess of spears and tentacles and like daggers. So you'll come to points where it's like, I need to get past this laser beam in order to progress, because if I go through the laser beam, it locks a door, but I'm too big to use my ability that lets me go invisible. So you need to find like pools that you can drop off your biomass and just let it sit there, and then you can come around and use the correct ability to get through, and then you can like swing back around and pick up the rest of your biomass. It was a lot of fun. I remember hearing people complaining excuse me, about a couple flashback sessions where you play as like a human, and the human moves like original Prince of Persia, if you've ever played like old Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah, I could see how that could be a problem.
But those segments, if you're not a moron, are like 5 minutes or less. I don't know what people were complaining about.
Okay.
And I also, when I was reading the reviews, they were like 6 hours on your first playthrough. I was like, okay, well, that's the whole stream. Nah, it was 4 hours. Game is not that long. It's a good experience, and I'm so sorry to say it. I played on an Xbox Game Pass. All right, that's all I have to say for the games that I played this week.
Oh.
Yeah, I played a lot of games this week off of Xbox Game Pass.
Yes, well, at least you've never mentioned it before. So that's good. Are you anticipating some new games this week? Anything that you're looking forward to playing?
I want to play Hollow Knight finally. We're kind of doing we're kind of doing like a little Metroidvania stint right now. This will be the third in a couple weeks here. And I think that is what I will put on the docket probably for tomorrow. Will be Hollow Knight. How long is Hollow Knight?
Yeah, do you know? I've heard it's awesome. I think it's also kind of hard. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, people say it's hard, but people are fucking babies. How long to beat? 25 hours for the main story. Completionist, 53 and a half hours for completionist.
Okay.
So that'll be about 3 days for me, most likely. Is what I would say, because I don't do completionist on this channel. We go golden path.
Fair enough.
Yeah, completionist is for people that have time to just not get into new content. I just get it into my brain. I want as many gaming experiences as possible. So at the end of the year, I can definitively tell you what was the best game of the year.
Okay.
By the way, we're definitely going to do a best game of games of the year at the end of the year. But we will skip.
Okay.
We'll skip at least 1 week of of news stories and just talk about what we played.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
That's all I got. You got anything?
I don't know. If I just finish Destroy All Humans, I have a lot of options, but I might do what is it called? Blaster Master Zero.
That's a good
I
game.
got on PS4.
You never played that on
I
Switch?
I wanted to play it for the longest time on Switch, and I never got it. And then it came out on PS3, or not PS4. So I bought it, and I still haven't gotten to it. But I love Inti Creates. And
Inti
it's
Creates,
not that long. I think it's like
they're awesome. Inti Creates, they're awesome. I've never played a bad Inti Creates game. You know what? Is Curse of the Moon
did they do
2...
Mighty Number 9?
Huh? Mighty
They did
Number
Mighty
9?
Number 9?
No, they did the Number 9 spin-off game.
Well, that's good. Super Gunvolt.
Yeah, Super Gunvolt. Mighty Number 9 is like, that's made by Inafune's company, right? Mighty Number 9. It's okay. It's two games. It's Concept with help from Inti Creates.
Yeah.
But Concept was the main developer on that.
Yeah, I don't think they're making anything else right now.
No. Concept? No, that's Inafune's company. Level 5 Concept, formerly known as Concept, is a Japanese developer based in Osaka, founded by Keiji Inafune. Keiji Inafune is an artist. He's not a fucking game developer. Like, I don't know what he thought he was doing.
Yeah, he also gets a lot of credit for Mega Man when that was a team effort.
Yeah. He's a game producer, illustrator, and businessman. He's an illustrator. That's what Keiji is. Anyway, I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good, yeah.
All right. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and we are live once a week here. I would like it to be every Tuesday, but we keep getting fucked up.
Well, don't have a birthday anymore.
Okay.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Come on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Peace.